This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. File handling means reading data from files, adding data to the files, creating directories. Those type of all examples comes under file handling. Okay. Using Python, we can write files, like how we write some text files or documents. We can write to the text files. We can read the data. So how we can do that, we'll see some examples today. Okay. When you want to test something, when you want to write some logs, what are the exceptions you are getting in your program, instead of writing into database? If you want to store into simple text files, you can use the file handling concepts and you can write your content into the files. Okay, that is the main thing about the file handling. Of course, there is one more thing called binary files, like images, videos, audio files. Those files also we can read into binaries, but that is secondary thing, and that is rarely used thing. Okay, but this text files creation, reading the data from text file and all, we will be using in a regular, we use this concept regularly. Okay, so let us see some examples about that one also. When we are talking about file handling, we need to consider three few things, like file object is one thing we need to understand. Next, file path or file name. Next important thing is mode of the file is important. When you want to perform some file related operations, what we need to do is we have to create one file object. We have to create one file object. While creating the file object, we need to pass two parameters. What are those two parameters? One is file path, where you want to create the file or from which location you want to read the file. So that kind of information you need to provide, and mode of the file you need to provide. Okay, what is this mode? When you are creating an object for file, so there are different types of modes available for us. Okay, modes are like R mode, W mode, or WA mode, R plus, write plus, and append plus. These are the different modes we have. Okay, R means a read mode. When you want to open your file in a read mode, you have to provide a parameter as R. W means write mode. So if you say W as a mode, the file object will be created in write mode. So write mode means you can write the text into the file. If the file is already available, and if you are saying W, it will overwrite the file. That we need to remember. And A means append mode. So you have a file, the file is already containing some data, and if you want to append some more data to it, so then we have to open the file in append mode. Okay, so this is read mode, use it to read data. W is used to write data to the file. Append means to append data. What is the difference between write and append? So if the file is already existing with some data, if you are calling write data, it will overwrite the content. Append will not overwrite, it will add at the end of the file. Okay, if you want to perform both read operation and write operation, you can use read plus. Read and write operations you can perform. So again, this is for write and read data. This is for append and read data. So these are different modes we can use for creating the file object. How to create the file object? Syntax would be like this. So you can take one file object, any name you can provide. Open file name .txt .txt, and you can say read mode or write mode A mode, append mode, or whatever the mode you want to do, you can do it here. Okay, let us see with some examples now. Let me open my PyCharm. I'll go to adding Python file example 1. Okay, so which operation shall we do first? First, let us create a file. So add file or create file. If you want to read, first we need to have the file, right? So create a file. In order to create a file, okay, we need to create the file object and we need to use file name and file mode. Okay, what is the file mode we need to use? We have to use W. W is used to write the file. File will be opened in the write mode. So for example, f equals to open, say demo.txt for example, and I'll say W as the mode. It is as simple as that. Okay, f equals to open, file name I am providing here, and mode I am providing here. If I execute line number 2, Python will create one file called demo.txt. Okay, and that file will be saved in the folder where our .py file is executing. So my file example.py is available inside C:\Python May 2021 demo 2. So in this folder, the demo.txt will be created. If you want to create this file in any other location, you can provide the location also here, like a d:/, whatever the location you want to save this file, you can provide that path. I don't have any D drive. I'm fine to have the files inside this demo2 folder. So I'll just say f equals to open demo.txt and the mode is W, write mode. Okay. So the file is created and the file is opened by Python in the background in write mode. The file is open and it is available with the Python. Okay, next I want to add some data. So I will add some data. How to add data? It's very simple. I have to say write, or I can use write lines also. Okay, let us see one by one. Okay, this is the first line. Again, I'll say f dot write. This is second line. Some random data I'm giving here. Okay. So if I write only this much of code, that is enough for us to create one file and to write some information, some data, some content into the file. That's fine. But the most important thing is whenever you are dealing with this kind of file objects, or when we are working with the database, also database connectivity objects, one thing we must remember and we must do is we have to close the object. We have to close the file object. So I created a file object here and I have to say f dot close. If I don't close, what happens? If I don't close, what happens is the Python, the PVM will be accessing the file, and if you are if you by using any other program or any other process, if you are trying to access that file and if you are trying to add some more content to that file, it will give you an error. The file is being accessed by some other process or user. Please wait, or please ask them to close, something like that. We will get an error. So in order to avoid that, we have to only one person can edit a file at a time, right? Even in file system, in D drive you have a file. Okay, to the server or laptop, we can, multiple people also can log in, or multiple people can also access that same file. If multiple people are trying to write content to the file at the same time, will it accept? No, right? The same way, if the file is not closed and if you are trying to, some other process or some other person is trying to edit it, it will not accept. So we must close the file. Okay, this is the complete file handling program now. So I open the file, I'm adding the content, I'm closing the file. So let us see what happens if I run this code. Let me run file example. So I'm not getting any message because I did not provide any message here. Here I could have provided like print file created, something like that. Okay, file already created in line number 2 or file updated. Okay, so that when I run this program, I'll get some message here. Okay, I can see that file here. See here, guys, under demo 2, that file is added, and PyCharm is able to show or refresh the folder, and it can show the recently added file. If I open this, see here, this is the first line and this is the second line. I got the message printed here. What are the message I have provided there? Let me run this program again. Instead of say this is example 1 first line, I'll say this is the example 1 first line and this is second line. Okay, I'm writing like this for example. Let us see what happens. If I run the program again, okay, it is executed successfully. I got the message, file updated. If I open the file, what happened here? What happened here? This is example 1 first line and this is second line. So the point to note here is it is overriding the file. Okay, so when you are opening a file in W mode, that means write mode, if the file does not exist, it will create a file and it will start adding the content to it. Okay, that is point number 1. Point number 2, if the file is already existing, okay, what happens? It will override the file content you are trying to write from the program. Okay, so here the content is coming in the single line. If I want to make it to split into 2 lines, I can say new line character here. We all know new line character is something related to OS, and when you say \n, it will create a new line. So let me run this now. So it will be updated properly. See here, this is the example 1 first line. This is second line. So is this clear? I want to try just by commenting this line. Okay, let me run this program. Program executed. Demo, I'll say. Will it accept? Python, come on. I think it is accepting. I think the process got killed. Okay, that's not a problem. What is accepting? Fine, no problem. Okay. Okay, this is one example. Now I want to remind you about that exception handling also. Okay, for example, when I was talking about exception handling, I have given one example why we need to use the finally block, right? So when we are opening some files, when we are dealing with the file objects, or when we are dealing with database connectivity kind of thing, I told you like we have to close the connection. It's mandatory to close the connection. In file handling system, we can say file object dot close. It will close the connection, right? So the statements which are mandatory for you, that statements should go into the finally block. That is what I have told in the previous class, right? So for example, here I'm performing some calculation. Okay, I have 2 numbers a b. Okay, 10 and 0. 10 and 0. Now I'm printing a by b, for example, or I'll say f dot write a divided by b. Whatever the output I'm going to get here, a divided by b. Say for example, if I give 10 comma 10, what happens? Let us see. I got an error here. Why I got an error here? Can anyone tell me what is the error here? By seeing that error message, Can you guys tell me what is the issue here? Why I am unable to write A divided by B to F?
ఓన్లీ స్ట్రింగ్స్ ని అలో చేస్తుంది సార్, రైట్? నాట్ ఫ్లోట్ అని ఇచ్చింది.
Correct. So you have to remember, like when you are calling f dot write, you have to provide some string here. Okay, here you have to provide string here. When I say A divided by B, what happens here? This will return float value. So when you are giving float value, it is not able to add to the file. Okay, so if I want to convert this into string, simply I can say type conversion of str. Okay, so if I run now, file updated successfully. If I can see here, I got 1.0. Okay, that is fine. When I say, for example, 10,0, what happens now? See here, I got an error. Okay, even in previous case also, when I did not use typecasting, and in this case when I'm trying to divide some number by 0, in both the cases I'm getting some exception. Okay, because of this exception, all the lines after the exception code are not executing. In the line number 6, I got the exception now. Okay, here we can see, like in the line number 6 we got the exception. So line number 7 and line number 8 are not executed. When line number 8 is not executed, f dot close, the file is not closed properly. So our program is not correct. It is not following the correct standards. So I must close my file object once I have used my file operations. So what I have to do? I have to write exception handling. Try. Okay. Here I'll say, for example, final. That's it. Let us see. I doubt about this scope of the f. If it is giving any problem, we can. Okay. So I got the exception. I need to handle the exception also, right? Yeah. Except when I got an exception, I want to print a message. Print exception occurred. Okay. Some message I'm printing. Let us see now. We run it. See, exception occurred. Fine. Whatever the lines before exception we mentioned, those are executed, and we are saying file close. Okay, we can check whether file is closed or not. Okay, we can check whether the file is closed or not. We have an option called print, for example, f dot closed. We have one property called closed. What it will give is, if the file is closed properly, then it will give you true. If the file is not closed, then it will give you false. Okay, so I'll say here, is file closed? Okay, let me print here also when the file is opened, just to show you the difference. After file opened. Okay, so after file opened, if I say f dot closed, what it will give? It will give false. The reason is, by the time of execution of line number 4, the file is in open state. Its state is open, so it will give you false. So at the end, so in the finally block, we are closing the file. So when the execution comes to the line number 15, when f dot closed is executed, it will return true. Okay, so when you want to check some conditions, like when the file is closed then only open, or if the file is being used by some other user, that kind of conditions, if you want to check before performing any operation, you can check using f dot closed. This will give you whether the file is open or closed. Okay, see here, after file opened, it is saying false. False means closed is false. Closed is false means it is in open state. Okay. Exception occurred. Fine. Is file closed? Yes. File is closed successfully because of this finally block. Okay. If you forget, I'm repeating once again. So when you are writing try catch, try except and finally blocks, what happens is your try block will execute first. Okay. If there is no exception, when there is no error, okay, try block will be executed completely, and then finally block will be executed, and then it will go to the next steps of the program. Okay, that is scenario 1. In scenario 2, if you got some exception, for example, for us it will give an exception in this line. Okay, up to the line which is giving exception, all the lines will be executed. Later lines will be skipped in the try block. Okay, in the line number 8 we are getting exception, so line number 9 will not be executed. Whenever it throws an exception, except block will be executed. Okay, except block will be executed and exception occurred will be printed. Then finally block also be executed. Finally block will be executed even if you get an error or not, even if you get an exception or not, finally block will be executed. So when you want to have some mandatory statements, then those statements should be included in the finally block. Okay, so is this program clear to everyone? Any questions on this part? How many of you are connected with laptop? If I want you to write this program, can you write quickly? How many of you connected through laptop? 2, 3, 4, 3 only. Okay, fine. Okay, Rian also there. Okay, so you can write this kind of program, right? So try except is a different concept, of course. So you can open a file, you can write some content to the file, and you can close it. It's very straightforward, right? It's simply 3-4 lines of code. Everyone, I think everyone understand how to write a file. Is it clear, guys? Any questions on this part? Shall I go to the next example? Let me write one more example, just similar to this only. I'll write one example, like file example 2. Write lines exam. Yeah, I'll write one simple program. Open demo.txt in write mode. Write mode, yes. Let me take one collection. Some list I'll take. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That is enough for me. Now let me say f dot write lines list. F dot close. This is my program. What would be the output for my program? What happens if I run this program? Can you guess? Anyone?
These are all Sunday, Monday, Tuesday will be written in the file.
Correct. Correct. Okay. So here in this example, what is new to you is in the previous example we have seen file dot write. Okay. F dot write. So for f dot write, you have to provide one string. So that string will be added to the file. Okay. Next example is we have f dot write lines. Write lines is one method, available in the file object. For this object, you have to send some collection of strings. Maybe you can use tuple or list, anything is fine. Okay, you have to send some collection of items, number of items. So if you pass the number of items, all the array items here, so like Sunday is one item, Monday is one item, Tuesday is one item, all those items will be added in the file. Okay, that is the example. Say run, it's executed. I open this, see Sunday, Monday, Tuesday I'm getting here. Okay, if I want to get them printed in separate lines, for example, Sunday should be in separate line, Monday should be in separate line, like that. How to do that? It's very simple. Just mention one new line character here while you are giving the input. That's it. Okay. If I run this, see here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay. For example, it's a question for you. Without using write lines, okay, just use write function only, write method only, and can you loop through all the elements of list and append to file object? Can we write like that? Is it possible? How can I write that? Without using write lines, I want to loop through all the elements of list and each item I want to add to file object. Can you guys write a program for that? If you can write that, you know looping concept. Otherwise, you don't know looping concept. How many of you can write? Please confirm. Is the question clear at least? What I'm saying is, you have one file object. You have the list. Okay, some items are there. Okay. Next, instead of writing this line number 4, okay, write some logic which can loop through all the elements here and append it to your file object. Say for example, Sunday is there, right? So I want this way. For example, in my file, I want to see data like this: Sunday 1, Monday 2, Tuesday 3. For example, I want to add text like this, or I want, instead of using write lines, I want to loop through all the elements and I want to perform some operation, and then I want to add this to my maybe if numbers are number is a problem to you. Sunday, I want like this, for example, first Sunday, first Monday, first Tuesday. Ganesh, you are partially correct. Is it list of 0 or what? What I need to provide? Guys, you need to practice a lot, guys. It's a simple thing I'm telling you.
Sir, can we use for loop for take a variable, sir, for x in list? Then you can do it.
Tell me, I'll write here.
For
Okay.
x, take a variable, sir, random variable in list.
Okay.
In the inside for loop, f dot write x, and you can give a thing. Yes, correct, no, sir.
That's it.
If you want, you can give amp backslash n, like after next new line character. After that,
it's already
after f
there.
dot write. Okay,
already
okay then.
there.
Okay then. Okay.
Yeah,
Correct, sir.
I want to have like first Sunday, first Monday, first Tuesday. How can I do that?
Sir, I didn't understand.
Let me tell you. So if I run this program here,
Uh,
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? But here I want to say
okay.
Sunday, first
Mm.
Monday, first Tuesday, like that I want. How to write?
Uh, okay. Sir, inside that list only you can give it, right? In the under the double quotations.
Here, to show
Uh,
you an example, here I have hard coded that list, but assume that this is coming from somewhere else. I'm calling some method and it is loading here.
okay.
How to add?
Sir, can you write f dot write double quote one double quote comma x like that? You can write. No, you cannot write, right? You cannot write. You can write. You have to take some variable, some random variable, sir. Like
You mean like
yeah,
this?
you cannot write it like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can just run it and see.
It's giving exception.
Exception. Okay, okay, okay.
It's not only for Tarun. It's a question to everyone. How to print first Sunday, first Monday, first Tuesday. Ganesh is saying
Then
like this. Happen. Ganesh is saying like this. Ganesh, it will also give. It's giving here itself. How about others? Is the question clear at least? Yes, everyone.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now tell me. I want
So
to
then
prefix
you have to use the right lines. I think that's all.
right lines. If I say right lines, all the lines will be added, right?
Or sir, can we use one more loop, sir, inside for loop for 1, 2, 3?
What loop? You tell me. I don't want 1, 2, 3, brother. That is what I'm saying. I don't want 1, 2, 3 now. I simply want first Sunday, first Monday, first Tuesday. That's it.
Okay,
I
only
don't want 1, 2,
first.
3. I just want this one. First Sunday, first Monday, first Tuesday. Okay. Here, if I add one more item here, Wednesday, for example, it should show first Wednesday, like that. I want some prefix to be added.
Sir, I understood. Before f dot write, just write print before, sir. Like put it in the 8th line, sir. F dot write. Print print first, uh, comma, end equal to space.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. Can do it now, I think.
So what it will do? It will print.
Sir, this one is wrong, sir. First one, this 8th line, you take it, sir. Maybe.
My requirement is to add data to file.
Oh, sorry, sorry. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Not to print in the console. I want to add first Sunday, first Monday, first Tuesday to my demo.txt file. Mahati, you are right. How to do that? So this will loop through all the elements one by one, and one by one all the elements will be added to demo.txt, right? For each item, I want some modification, some suffix I want or some prefix I want. How to do that? If I tell you answer, you feel like it's very silly answer. However, others, Madhuri and Ashwini.
So you do you have something like f dot print or something? No.
No.
Okay.
Ria, are you with me? Rian, are you there? Okay. Can you try the answer? Can you suggest an answer for this question? Who else is there? Some active people. Praneeth. Guys. Mahati, your answer is already correct. So you can think yourself like, where are you? What are your logical skills here? Okay. When I say X, okay, what it is printing in my program, I mean in demo.txt file, what it is printing? Each item it is printing. Sunday it is printing, Monday it is printing, Tuesday it is printing, right? I'm saying add some suffix to it. Can't I write like this? What
Yes,
happens
sir.
here?
Yep.
So first plus Monday. Next time first plus Monday, first plus Tuesday. That is what will happen, right? It's a very simple logic, guys. I thought everyone will tell, but only one person is able to tell this. See, first Sunday, first Monday, first Tuesday, giving, right? So you know for loop, you know plus operator, you know everything here. Nothing is here which you don't know. So logical thinking, you're missing. So why it is coming? You are not practicing properly. Simple. At least you got it now, everyone. Guys, you understand what I'm trying to tell here? You got it. You understand this program? Okay. Guys, if you don't practice, it will be a big problem. I can explain my syllabus and I can close the session by end of this month. But you won't learn anything and I don't get satisfaction. Okay. Please do practice, guys. How many of you are with laptops or systems now? How many of you can write a program now? At least these small programs, if you practice while I'm explaining, at least I'll get some satisfaction you practiced a few things. Okay. Take 2 minutes time and run this program, type this program. To explain about try catch blocks, I have written like this, but for you, this is enough. At least try this program and confirm me once you are done. Write this program in your system, execute it, and confirm me once you are done. It won't take more than 1 minute. Guys, done? Completed? Guys, are you trying or you're not doing? Please let me know. I'm unnecessarily wasting my time, right? I'm waiting for you. I don't get any benefit, guys, if you practice. I can close my syllabus and I can close the session, right? I want you to learn the programming. That is why I'm stressing you. I'm giving you assignments. Or you tell me like, shall I finish my syllabus and close the session? If you don't like this way, I'm fine with that way also. Please confirm me so that I don't put you in stress. Okay, is it executed for everyone? Good. Then add one more file and run the next program. I thought of completing all file handling programs today, but we are stuck with the second program itself. We want the way you are teaching. No, it's really good, but we won't get this type of explanation anywhere. But only few people are understanding and few people are practicing, Madhuri. What I can do? At the end, anyhow, I'll get my money, but at the end, I need some satisfaction also. I want some good relationship with you guys. So, because of Kamal sir, we are able to write some programs. So that is what I expect from you guys. Python anywhere you can learn. Even in YouTube also you can learn. So many videos are there. They will explain more content than me. But that's not a big thing, right? Second program is completed, everyone. Is there any issue in understanding this program or while executing this program? If you are done with the write operation, I'll go for read operation. You know, every time only 4 or 5 people will respond to me. Fine. At least that 4 or 5 people are fine for me. Okay, second program is done, or Praneeth, Mahati, and Ashwini. Second program, right, Ganesh? Okay, cool. Let's go for read operation. File handling read. One. Now tell me how to read a program file. Read file. Okay. We know most of the things. We have to create one file object. We have to give the file name. We have to give mode. Mode to write the content to the file. We have to give mode as write W. Right. To read, we have to give the read R. That's it. As simple as that. Okay. Let me write. F equals to open. What is my file name? Demo.txt. And R. R means read mode. Guys, here my file handling read1.py, this file, and demo.txt, both files are in same folder. That is the reason why I'm giving the file name directly. When you want to read data from a file which is available in a different folder, you have to give complete path like this: c:\main/ whatever. So whatever the file path is there, you have to provide that path. Okay, just remember that. I got the file now. Okay, how to read data? So simply I'll say data equals to f dot, see here, read. We have one method called read. Read and print the data. F dot close. Okay. See, it's very straightforward and simple. So I opened one file demo.txt in read mode. Okay. Then in the line number 3, I have used one method f dot read. F dot read will read all the contents of data, all the lines. If you have 100 lines, those 100 lines will be read by this read function, and that entire data will be assigned to a variable called data in the line number 3. Okay. and then I'm saying print data, so that data will be printed. And finally, I'm saying f dot close. Okay, this is a simple program to read information, to read content from the file. Okay, if I run this, see here, I got first Sunday, first Monday, first Tuesday. I got the information like this. But guys, remember one point here. When you are dealing with any file objects or database connectivity kind of things, when you are dealing with large objects, what is the standard we need to follow is open the connection as late as possible, close the connection as early as possible. Okay. Here, after execution of line number 3, I don't need f object, file object, right? So of course here we are seeing only 3-4 lines of program. It's a very simple program, but when you are writing in real time, you may be writing 50 lines or 60 lines in a single program. So there, instead of waiting to close the file at the end of the program, what you have to do is you have to identify up to which statement that is required, and after which statement it is not required. So identify that statement and close there. So in our example, in the line number 4, I don't need a f object, right? So simply what I'll do is after line number 3, in fact, after reading data and assigning the data into data variable, I don't need f object, file object. So simply I'm closing the file object immediately after reading the data. So previous way will also work for you, no issues. This way also will work for you, no issues. But we are closing the file object at the earliest possible so that we are releasing some memory, and it's a good practice. Okay, output wise, I don't see any difference. Okay, so read is clear to everyone. Write a program for read also and confirm me. Say read is completed. Take 1 minute, type the 4 lines, execute, and let me know if you have any questions. Rian, are you able to follow? Are you practicing? I mean, are you able to do these 2 programs? Example 1, 2, and read. Okay, great. Read completed. Please confirm, guys, once you are done. Okay. 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 While reading also, we have different types of options we have. Okay. So when I say f dot read, it is reading the entire content, right? So also I can say some number of characters I want to read. So for example, if I say f dot read of 10, okay, what happens is it will read only 10 characters. See here, it is 5 characters plus 1 space plus 4 characters. So total 10 characters. When you want to read only n number of characters from your file, then what you have to do? You have to say f dot read of that number of characters. Just remember that point. Okay. We'll go to the next example. Next example we have is read line. Like write line, we have read line also. New Python file. File read example 2. Done. Okay, f equals to open demo.txt r read mode. Okay, I can say line 1 equals to f dot read line. Print line 1. What happens here? I got first Sunday. So if you say read, it will read the entire data. If you say read of number of characters, it will read the number of characters only. If you say f dot read line, it will read one specific line. Okay. So what happens when you are calling read line is it will read the first line, for example. So where is my demo.txt? Okay, it will read the first line and the cursor will go to the next line and it will be waiting. If you call the read line again, then it will read the next line and the cursor will be waiting in the line number 3. That way it will happen. Let me show you. See here, if I say again, I'm reading again. Okay, here if you want you can say line 1, or if you want to change it to line 2 also fine, no problem. If I run this, see here, first Sunday and first Monday I got. Yeah. Okay, read line is clear to everyone. So read line will read one line at a time and the cursor will be waiting in the next line. If you call the read line again, it will read the next line. Or if you say read, for example, I'll say read here. I have already used the read line for reading the first line. See here what I'm getting. So when the read line is executed, first Sunday is extracted. It retrieved the first Sunday. Fine. The cursor is waiting in the line number 2. Okay. Then I called f dot read. So the cursor will read from the line number 2 to end of the file. So the remaining entire data is retrieved and assigned to line number 2, line 2. Okay, is this program clear to everyone? Or here if you say, for example, read 10, so only next 10 characters will be retrieved. Okay, next. This way I don't know how many lines will be there in my file. I can't write n number of read line statements, right? So there is a simple way we can write. Of course, it's a logical way, same like how we are doing. So file read lines example. Again, I'm opening one file, demo.txt, read mode. Say data equals to f dot read lines. Okay. Previously, I used read line. Read line will read only one line. When I say read lines, it will read all the lines. Okay, it will read all the lines and it will store into data variable, and it will store the data. It will store the content into data variable as a collection. Okay, so using for loop, you can print all the lines of your data. Say for example, for x in maybe line in data, print line. If I say like this, we will get the same data. First Sunday, first Monday, first Tuesday. Why I am getting extra new line character? Can anyone guess? Why I am getting extra new line characters?
So it's because it reads every line, right? So after it's printing, the cursor goes to the next line automatically, and on top of that, you're giving print also. That's why it's double slash it.
Correct. So in our file demo.txt, in demo.txt, 3 lines are there. So here after Sunday, one backslash n character will be there. For Monday, one backslash n character will be there. For Tuesday also, one backslash n will be there. that we all know. Okay. Next, on top of it, when I'm saying print, okay, for print also one end character is there like this, right? So two backslash n characters are getting appended, and that is the reason why it is giving more space. Okay, fine.
Sure, 1 minute, sir. How the data will be stored, sir, in the form of collection?
Let me print you that also. Print type of data. That I was about to tell. See here, what is data?
List.
What is the type of data here?
List, sir.
List. Simple. So when you are saying f dot read lines, so all the lines, each line will be considered as one item, and it's a collection of items, and it's a list actually.
Okay.
Okay. Ganesh, this is the output. This is the output we are getting. Print data. Okay, you want to see print data? Print data. Okay, I understand. It will print like a list only. See here. When I say print data, it is printing like list. List we remember, right? Square brackets, and each item will be separated with comma. Same thing. Clear, guys? Read lines is clear. Okay. Run this program. Type this program in your computer and confirm me once you're done. Done? Good. Now, guys, can you tell me number of lines available in demo.txt using your program? How to print number of lines available in your demo.txt. When I'm asking a question, I don't ask about the properties of our functions kind of thing. Okay, mostly I will ask you to write your own logic. For data object, if you say length or count, it will give you the number of items available. Okay, that is not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is how you can write your own logic. How do you think? How comfortable you are with the for loop? So
you can take one more variable, sir.
Okay. Where?
Suppose you can take I. Before for loop, take I is equal to 0.
Okay.
In the for loop, take I is equal to I plus 1.
Here.
Yeah, I equal to I plus 1. At last, you can print it.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Is it correct, guys? The remaining people, can you verify
This is
this?
just a chance, sir. I don't know whether it's correct or wrong.
Sorry, repeat.
I don't know whether it's correct or wrong, but I just told my answer.
Okay. I'm just checking with others. Is it correct, guys? When I'm asking, is it correct? You don't type in your computer and confirm me. Okay, if I run this program, everyone should be in a position to think like this. Okay, we know that this for loop is executing against each and every line of our demo.txt file, right? So when it is executing for every line, I can take one flag variable, some counter variable, and I can increment inside this for loop, and I can get the number of lines available, right? So everyone should think in this logical way. Then only you can learn the program. Is that clear, guys?
Sir, I also have one more doubt, sir. Sir, in this for loop, you have taken that variable, like some random variable line, right?
Yeah.
So to default, it will consider line by line, sir.
It is just one temporary
No,
variable.
I know it's a variable, but like when the for loop is executing, in the data it will take automatically by line by line.
Here, you should not think like that. You should think like this. Okay. For me, it is a list. Data list. Okay. When I am writing one for loop against this list, what happens? First, the first item will be assigned to the temporary variable, and the loop will be executed. Next, this item will be assigned to the temporary variable line, and the block will be executed. Then
Okay, sir.
item will be assigned to line, and the block of the for loop will be executed. That way you have to think.
Sorry, I forgot it. I forgot that it'll store in a list, sir. Sorry, I forgot that. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Okay. It will be like recollecting thing for others. Okay, guys. So the same way how you are iterating through list, in the same way, it's not like in the same way. It's the same actually. It's a list only. We know how to iterate elements inside the list using for loop. The same thing I have done here. Clear? Now tell me. I want to remove first, for example. Okay. Here in the console, I'm printing the data, right? Okay. Two questions for you. One question is, I'm getting some extra new line characters here. I don't want that extra new line characters here. That is one question. The other question is, I don't want this first here. I don't want first here in this console. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday should be printed as my output. How can I do that? I'm intentionally asking these questions so that you can think something logically.
The slice operator can use.
Slice. Yes, slice you can use. That is one good option. Yeah. Okay, guys. Except Tarun, can anyone tell me how can I use the slicing operator here and print only Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? Anyone among the 10? Just give it a try, guys. Whether it's wrong or right, no problem. Just give it a try. No one? Okay, Tarun, you tell me. So, what do you want me to write? I'll just type it.
Okay, sir. You just need to write delete. Hmm,
So,
in that in the list you're accessing the first element, no, sir. No.
there are different ways we can do this. So, one option you have suggested is slicing operation. Yes, we can use a slicing operation. Okay.
Okay, sir.
How
You
to
can
use
write.
that slicing operation?
Sir, can we use inside for loop? You can use it, right?
Yeah, no, you tell me. You tell me. I'll just type.
Okay, sir. I just say my answer, sir. Okay. I'll line off. Before. Okay. After print. Line off. 0 to 6. No. 0 to 5 is enough, sir. 0 to 5 is enough.
Sure.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask the same question in a different way. Guys, I have one string. Harini is not there today, right? You would have tried. Okay. str of 0:5. What is the output for this one?
I'm gonna get only first 5 cuts, sir. అప్పుడు first అని వస్తుంది 0:5 ఇవ్వకూడదు.
So no, my question is, if I give str of 0:5, what is the output? First, correct? Right, you're right. So here I don't want first. Whatever the string is available after first, I want to consider that part.
5 colon
Okay, sir, then,
ఇచ్చేస్తే వచ్చేస్తుంది. 5 colon ఇవ్వాలి.
Very good. This
5
is
or
what
6 colon. 5 colon or 6 colon. With if you don't want space, we should give us 6 colon.
Very good. So Mahati is also suggesting one thing like 6:13. Anything is fine. Colon and I
that's
can
correct, sir.
leave so that it will take up to the end of the string, or I can say 13 also. Both are fine. Right? This is clear to everyone. Now the same knowledge you have to apply here. The same knowledge you have to apply here. We know the slicing operations, right? So here 6 colon. Got it? One requirement is clear. Now another requirement. I don't want that extra new line character. How to deal with that? Good, Mahati. I like your logical skills. When I'm seeing your programs also, you are on the right way. Okay. So please keep the same kind of what I can say. I don't know what to say, but keep the same way how you are doing. Next question, guys. I don't want that new line character. Yes, new line character after Sunday, new line character after Monday, new line character after Tuesday. Here I'm getting extra new line characters, right? I don't want that. Already one new line character is available in the demo.txt file. Already they are very good, Ganesh. Very good. Everyone knows this. N equals to, that's it. See here. Clear? Don't get confused. Rian, are you able to follow this example? Please let me know if you have any difficulty if you are. Yes. Okay, clear, right, Rian? What we are doing, what are the questions I am asking, so how we are getting the answers, right? So far good. Rian, please confirm. Okay, cool. Okay, guys, can you run this program and confirm me? Guys, I think you don't know Rian. He is almost equally working with you guys, right? So almost equal. I don't see so much difference between you and Rian. He is just 10 years old. Okay. So you are competing with a smart guy like Rian. Done with read lines. Next one important example is there. Okay, we can continue tomorrow.